Alright, here we go, guys. This is my 1982 Kawasaki KLT 200 three-wheeler, and we're going to go ahead and put the battery back in it and see if we can get it started to go for a rip. And we're going to put another fill line clamp on it to see, hopefully it stops leaking out of the field, because that's kind of hard on the guy. Alright, so we got our delicious beverage right here. And then we got our good old Walmart Never Start. We'll see if we can get that thing put into place with the 210mm. We'll see if we can get this old Kawasaki to start. Alright guys, it's probably been about a month since I've tried to fire this thing up. Let's see how it goes. Alright guys, well that was a fail. When I hopped off here to go grab a little bit of carb cleaner or some starting fluid to try to start this thing, I caught this little switch right here that was right up here in this little hole. I caught that with my sleeve of my Carhartt, so that pulled off. So now we got to pull this cover off, and I'll be back with you when we do that. Alright guys, got the switch slid off. It slides into this little groove right here, and then these screws tighten down up, so you pull that back, put the wired on there. So I'm going to go ahead and try to peel back some of this tape, and I'll be back to you when I get back. I'll be back to show you that when I get done. Alright guys, so I took the electrical tape holding on this wires. We got the orange one, and another orange one with the yellow connector, and then the black ground. So this is for my reference and your guys' reference, but the one with the blue connector goes on the top. We'll go and disconnect that. I already pulled the battery terminal off the battery so we don't get shocked, and I got this piece loose. So now we'll go ahead and we'll pull the switch off, and I'll show you guys what it looks like after that. Alright, so here's the ignition switch pulled off of the 3 wires. We'll go ahead and expertly catalog that on the fender, and we'll go ahead and pull this piece off. So now that off, we'll expertly catalog it on top of the seat. We'll go ahead and look at this. So this wire right here runs down to this is our ground, and here must be our 2 power wires. So if we look at this, one of these is going to run to the starter. I don't know yet. I believe it's, yeah, it looks like this one. See it wiggling right there? That one runs to the starter. And so with this switch right here, which I want to fix eventually, it's a little switch. So see how it stays on when you click it? There's off, and then there's on. When it stays on, sometimes when you're trying to start it with 2 hands, the button will stick down and you'll run the starter the entire time you're running it. So I want to fix that and just have a key switch, which you can see on this thing. It had a key switch, but it's been drilled out so you can fit this. These other 2 switches, one the top hole is for the ignition. That's what the switch that broke off. And where the key switch was is what is now this switch. That's weird. And that is now expertly cataloged on the floor. But so I will look at this, and I'll find time to find a switch, and I'll get back to this. Alright, so here's the switch that broke. It had this little piece on top for flipping it on and off. It's what we use for ignition. And it looks like it's a three-prong switch. So we'll have to go to the auto parts store and pick one of these up, probably tomorrow. And then on the other side, no. And then we'll get this all fixed up, charge the battery again, and get her back to life. And so since I couldn't get this thing running to go show you guys that it runs, I'll tell you the story about it. I had posted this Muncie 4-speed transmission out of a 1990 Chevy truck for sale or for trade. And this guy goes, I got this mint condition 3-wheeler. So okay, send me some pics. So I go and look at it. It looks pretty good, considering I wasn't getting no bites on that transmission. So I went ahead, went down to the guy's place, didn't even check if it ran, knew it had that Never Start on it. So I knew it needed a battery probably. But when I took it, hadn't done anything to it since, besides this Kawasaki's had the problem where they have these this throttle here that's really tough to push. It's a snow wheel style one. So I want a little leverage, so I put these vice grips on it, and that seems to work a lot better. But then I ran it for a little while, and these things also have a notoriously weak fuel pump. So I went ahead and got a new thing off Amazon for like 15 bucks. It's like 5 times the size. So I replaced that. Put a tube in this tire on the other side. That was a while back. And then bought a new tube for this rear tire, but I seem to have lost it, and that thing likes to remain a little flat. And then a couple weeks back, picked up this e-bike for the neighbor was giving it away, so I'll see if we can get that fixed up in a future video. Then been fixing my corner of the shop. Got this nifty little stand out of a work van. Put a shelf up there. Then we went ahead and I'll go show you the truck I got.